The survey was conducted on some 55 businesses in the capital city of Georgetown, Quarantine, New Amsterdam, and the Jagan International Airport. Results show that only 25% of the facilities practiced adequate food storage. Microbiological samples were taken of the food from workers' hands, from food contact surfaces, from food service containers, and air quality. Of the 99 food samples submitted, 37% was unsatisfactory. Of the 102 hands of workers that were swabbed after washing, 47% was unsatisfactory. In regard to the food contact surfaces, for example, cutting boards and utensils, 30% of the 125 surfaces swabbed after cleaning was unsatisfactory. 46% of the 48 food service containers sampled were unsatisfactory. The air quality in the majority of the establishments was generally satisfactory, since 95% of the 64 air quality samples taken was satisfactory. Tandika Barton, the Principal Analytical Scientific Officer of the Food and Drug Department, presented some of her findings during a media engagement today.
In the black bags, and also you have the blood in the refrigerator there. We have the inadequate storage here, where we have pest contamination within the rice bin. This depicts the temperature as was recorded in one of the freezers, and it's 19.4 degrees Celsius. That's even way above refrigeration temperature. We have improper storage here, where we have ready-to-eat chicken being stored close to the floor and in fan heads. We have improper storage in the freezer, where we have raw foods being mixed with cooked foods, and they were not protected. They were not covered. We have oil overuse in some of the establishments. They had no way of monitoring how long this oil should last, and most of them it was based on average. Here we have pets and pests in the food service establishment. The chef is cooking next to the cat, and the bin is open right next to the processing board.
Dr. Susan Reynolds, Chief Medical Officer of the City Public Health Department, said that the results were alarming.
I'm seeing the evidence of us needing more work to be done into the city. It's an alarming amount of cross-contamination and infection of food products, utensils, and even the food handlers' hands, to be exact. And we can now find new ways to go about in terms of cutting down that rate of high contamination. It's also evident that what we're doing is not enough, and we're willing to now revise our systems to do more.
However, according to Anika Allen Blackman, Chief Meat and Food Inspector, more staff and more training is needed for the food sanitation issue to be tackled at her department.
It is a case where we do the inspections, but in terms of us recovering or revisiting on a regular basis or how we're supposed to, because of the difficulty with staff, it's not as it should be. Right? There's a shortage of staff, but we do our best with what we have at the moment.
So what should it be? How often should these people go and visit?
As often as necessary, based on what conditions you will find on at the time of inspection, who needs to be revisited in order to ensure that they're maintaining the sanitary conditions. Yes, there's continuous training, and yes, you're seeing that persons are still not complying with some of the what is required of them to do. And then on the other hand, it's a matter of if they understand it to the extent I don't. So maybe that's where we thinking that maybe there's a need for more training. If we go in that direction, do more training, and you see the same thing still happening, well then we need to come up with some other form of strategy.
Director of the GAFDD is, however, calling on the general public to demand betterment from businesses and to report them if any is found to be violating sanitary regulations. Reporting for the Evening News, Kizzy Coleman.